place right now. Like, good morning, y'all. So this is vlog number 2. Getting started with my day. Shower again. Gonna brush my teeth. Probably eat some breakfast, and then go into work. Work starts at 9. Yeah, last night was a tough night. I slept okay. I'm still having these thoughts and memories of my past and everything, and I really want to open up about it all, but right now I don't think it's the time, just because I don't know where this is gonna go, and I don't want to just put this out there and feel like make others feel like I'm bashing them or putting bad on their name. So I'm not gonna really say too much on the individuals that have put me through these things. But man, it's just been a ride lately. But other than that, I'm still on my fitness journey. Yesterday was at the gym and went for my PR on the bench. Jesus Christ. I don't think I'm ready for 205 yet. I'm still pushing 195. Maybe I'll try 200, but right now I'm kind of stuck, plateaued at 195. So, yeah, it's still been a good journey. I mean, I've seen the progress. I've seen what I look like before and after these couple months being in the gym. And I can honestly say this is one of the best parts about being on my own is I get all this extra time to do what I want to do now. So vlogging, gym, if I want to play the game, if I want to go out and get something to eat that I want to eat, or cook something I want to cook, stuff like that. But other than that, man, we're about to, like I said, do another vlog today. Let you guys see what happens kind of in the in-between, because yesterday I only showed you, the morning and the evening when I got home after the gym. But today I'll actually show you guys a little bit of what I do at work, and also a little bit of like my daily lifestyle outside of work. So once I leave work, what I do, like I think today I have to, before I go to the gym, I have to run to the store and grab a few things. So we'll probably vlog during that time, and also show a couple workouts at the gym, show you guys what I am working on. And yeah, so I get to talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of your day, morning, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, y'all, so just got to work. Gonna be going in pretty soon. Yeah, the waves is kind of, they hitting today. But yeah, I'm gonna be going in pretty soon. I don't have to be in until 9, so just hanging out in my car. Listening to music, thinking, just trying to get it together, y'all. I'm gonna start, explaining everything once I get a feel of this on how to, vlog properly, because I'm pretty new to this. I don't really get on video and talk, and if I do, it's like quick stuff like Instagram stories or like back in the day Snapchat. But now I'm starting to express myself through video, and I at times get a little nervous because I don't want to put this out there and be judged or ridiculed because of my actions in all of these situations. So I'm gonna start by saying that when I do tell these stories and I do express to you guys the circumstance that I'm in, yes, I did play a part in putting myself in these circumstances, because at any time in your life you have full control over yourself and what you do. So if you choose to deal with someone, or make a decision to put your life or your dreams or your goals on hold for another person, or you decide to allow another person's wants and needs to overtake what you want and need, and no matter what, you still have like full control over that. So you can start to realize, like, throughout dealing with these situations that yes, you do have control, and you should start to take that control, because if you don't, you'll continue to be in that cycle like I was, like I've been in. And I'm gonna be the first to say, which most of you probably feel the same, I'm tired. I don't want to go through life having to feel like this all the time and feel like nobody understands. So yeah, so I will get back at you guys probably about 1:30 around lunch, and probably at that time I'll give you guys a little like beginning backstory as to who I am and why I'm making these videos, because in the first video is just introduction on what I'm gonna be doing and how I'm gonna be expressing myself with these videos. And I want this video to pretty much be a setup into what my experience is gonna be with this vlog, and how I'm gonna express myself and give you guys a timeline of where I am now from, you know, where I came from, because it's been a journey. It's been a long journey. A lot of people have went their separate ways. A lot of people have grown or outgrown and moved on in their life, and a lot of people have stayed. A lot of people you'll hear reoccurring in my life, because a lot of the people that I deal with on a regular are people that I've been dealing with for a long time, because I'm usually not comfortable with creating those new relationships because of my past. So when I get on lunch, I'll give you guys the story, the breakdown, the timeline, and then throughout the week I'll give you guys like this, like the actual stories. Like I'll tell you guys from the beginning, like, oh, this is how I grew up, this is how I was raised, and so on and so forth. Like, you know, into my first relationship, into my second, into my marriage, into my last relationship. And I hope that you guys enjoy watching me and seeing me grow throughout this journey. And I appreciate every one of you for watching. And yeah, I'll get back to you guys later. All right. Hey, y'all. So we at lunch now. And I told y'all earlier that I would be telling y'all the story from the beginning. So we'll just start from high school. So in high school, I was an athlete. I played football, basketball. I only was on the football team though. Like I played strictly football at my high school, but I played basketball, baseball, all these things outside of school for years and years, even up until before I got to high school, I was doing these things. And in high school, I met this girl, I want to say around my sophomore year. So we met the summer going into my sophomore year. So between freshman and sophomore year, and me and her kind of hit it off, because at first I wasn't looking to be in a relationship, because I had just gone through a situation with another young woman where she ended up breaking up with me and then dealing with one of my friends, which wasn't like crazy, because at the time there were only so many like girls that looked good at our school for us to just deal with, and there was a lot of guys that wanted the same girls. Like guys would be fighting, arguing, going back and forth about girls. Like that usually wasn't my thing, because if she wants you and me, that means she don't 100% want me or fully want me. So I don't really want to have anything to do with somebody that wants to deal with somebody else. And so, like I said, me and this girl start hitting it off. We're gonna just call her G. Everybody who knows me will know who this person is. So we hit it off, and for the first maybe year and a half, it was a struggle because we were young. So a lot of the arguments we had were due to high school drama, high school things going on, you know, kids spreading rumors around the school, or like parties and stuff like that. Like nothing major. Nothing had got major
at this point. Everything was so minor that it was almost funny now looking at it that we were going through that. You know, when you look back as a adult on your kid years, it's just like, whoa, I can't believe that this, like, I came from that. So, like I said, we ended up dealing with each other, and my junior year, we went to prom together, all the stuff. But mind you, I had went to prom multiple times with other people, like my sister's friends, people like that, because I was a taller guy in high school. And you know, girls in high school want tall dates so that their pictures look good. Like that was a big thing when I was younger. Like girls, when they went to their balls or their proms or their homecomings, they would always get a tall date, even if they weren't like actually dating that person or dealing with that person. So a lot of the people I went to ball with, I wasn't dealing with. So this time was actually the first time that I went to ball with somebody that I was actually in a relationship with, and it was cool. But the only thing I'd say was kind of an issue is at this time, like almost everybody was driving and I still hadn't got my license. So I wasn't really able to move around and show my girl the experience that I wanted to show her. Like I had plots and plans for the night, but you can't really do that when you don't got no car. And so me, her, a group of her friends, we all went, hung out for the rest of the night after the ball. And it was just at this moment in time, like life was just moving in a direction where I felt like everything was going good. Like things were great. Like school was good. I was doing good with my classes. And then senior year came around and I almost felt like I was pressured to do things my senior year that I really didn't want to do, but I still did them because, like I said, the person I was dealing with was involved in all these things. So like she would do the Polynesian club and I would go to the performances. You know, she joined cheer because I was a football player. Like it was vice versa. Like she would do things that I like to do and we would do things that she liked to do. And we had been through like situations up until our senior year where really we should have thought about our future together prior to our senior year, because she had cheated, I had cheated, we had started seeing other people and then got back together, like stuff like that, like where it's just obvious to the naked eye, like, you know, hindsight looking back on it, we shouldn't have went so far with our relationship as far as we did, but we still did. So like I said, senior year, everything's going cool, we're figuring it out, me and her together. And at this time I'm almost full-time living at her and her mom's place. So it's me, her mom, her cousin, and their family, and we're you know, going to school every morning. I walk her to class, the regular high school stuff. Like in high school, you don't go to breakfast and stuff in the morning or do like before work activities or after work activities. You literally are basing your whole lifestyle around going to school, holding hands in the hallway, going to the next period. Like you literally, I remember times where I have a class way on the other side of the school, and instead of me going straight to class, I would literally walk her to class, which was on the opposite side of where I was going, and be late to my class almost every time, every period. And we only had 4 periods at my high school because they were 90 minutes, and you had 4 this half of the year that you would do, and then 4 at the second half of the year that you would do, and they would alternate that. So you would do like an elective and 3 academic classes, and then the next term you do like a PE, an academic class, an elective, and like our school was a big performance arts school, so you had to do like a performing arts, so digital art, dance, stuff like that. And so this year I decided to do digital art, and I had did digital art my junior year, but I didn't take it serious because I thought it was gonna be just an easy A. You go into class, you draw a little bit, and then you get out of there. Like, it's not based on your real performance. Wrong. I was totally wrong. Let's just say that, people. I was totally fucking wrong. No. I definitely should have paid attention in that class a lot more than I did, because I actually am a fan of digital arts, and that's something that a lot of people don't know about me is I'm not very artistic when it comes to hand drawing stuff and, penmanship. But when it comes to digital art, I can figure it out. Like, I love it. I love digital art. So yeah, I took it, and at the time, I just, like, going closer to the end of the year, I didn't know what I wanted to do exiting high school. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to go to college and play ball, if I wanted to go to college and get a career, if I wanted, like, I had no real direction into where I wanted to go. So instead, me and her went and took the ASVAB, because her cousin he was a recruiter in the Navy, and he kind of convinced her to do it, and she only wanted to do it if I went with her, because it was an early morning test, and she wasn't going to get up and go take the test unless I was up, and we were going to go together. So we went, took the test together. I got like a 78 or an 80, like nothing fucking crazy. Like, the ASVAB was, I'd say it's like kind of a basic knowledge test, but it's to see where you're at in all these areas. So English, math, like critical thinking, stuff like that. And she had scored pretty, like, I think a little bit higher than me, or a lot higher. I don't really recall her score, because we never really talk about it after that. Like, we did the test, and then after that, we both had ended up getting recruited to go sign up for the Navy. So I was supposed to leave prior to her leaving. Like, I was supposed to go to boot camp and everything before her. So my leave date was like January 12th, and hers was like March or May, like mid-month. And my leave date got delayed till the end of the year. So at this point, I'm kind of like stuck. Like, oh, what do I do? Like, and I couldn't say that I didn't want to go anymore, because I was scared to, let somebody else down or give somebody bad news that they didn't want to hear. Like, this guy has been helping me and trying to help me stay on the right track. But I was just I was a kid. Like, I wasn't worried about tomorrow. I was strictly worried about what I was doing in like that moment or the day. And so because of that, she ended up going, and she went to boot camp. So I ended up just staying home, because our whole thought process was, if I went to boot camp, she went to boot camp, and we got separated, then we wouldn't end up being together. And we had decided before she had left, we had decided, because I proposed to her at our senior ball. I'm gonna get into that story, but I had proposed to her at our senior ball, and we had decided that once we graduated, we were gonna end up being together. And so, like, the whole experience in high school was great. Like, I thought me and this girl were gonna be something serious, and we are gonna last for a while, because we had been through so much, and we had done so much together, that when I look back at it now, it's like, we had did so much, but we had did so much as kids. Like, we hadn't went through anything as adults together, or dealt with anything as adults together. So we were pretty much growing up together. And when you grow up with somebody, you don't realize how many growing pains you yourself have until you actually see somebody else growing in front of you. Because then you're like, oh, is that what I look like when I'm dealing with something? Or is that how I go about things when I'm dealing with it? And it's just like, oh my gosh, bro, am I really that person? But not everything is all great, and it's not all gonna be great, and it's not always gonna end how you want it to end. But when it was going on, I was happy. There were a lot of things that could have been going on in my life, and I could have been dealing with, which I was almost shielded from, because I was dealing with her. And having something like that in your life for that amount of time will definitely change your outlook on some of the things that you wanted or things that you were doing prior to dealing with this person. Because let me just say, before I met her, I was really closed-minded and I would just stay in my bubble. This is something that like I would never do. Like I said, vlogging for me is like, it makes me anxious, embarrassed, nervous. Like it gives me all these feelings. But when I do it and I go back and I rewatch what I put out to you guys have no idea. It's so therapeutic because it's allowing me to get it out, as well as it's allowing me to express to others so they can see that not only is this guy vulnerable enough to share these stories with us, but he's also sharing experiences that we may also be going through as well and not understanding how to communicate them to others. And it's not always easy. Like I still am figuring it out. So like I said, I'm at lunch now, so I'm gonna eat. Got my doctor made sourdough. I got my meal prep for the week, and I'm gonna eat this. And about 20 minutes, I'll be heading back from lunch. I only get 30-minute lunches here, and that's such trash. Like, you're gonna eat in 10 and sit for 20. I need at least an hour at least, but that's beside the point. But for now, that's how far I'm gonna get in the story for now. Yeah, like I'll get into the senior prom story and how I proposed, the whole deal about that once I get home, because I'll have a lot more time to really talk with you guys. And yeah, I appreciate you guys listening again, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. All right, y'all, so finishing up at work. There we go. So yeah, finishing up at work, just closing up. I am the closer, so I am just doing a couple of my closing duties, shutting down all the computers, pretty much everything like that. Not like legitimately shutting down all the computers, but going through, making sure everybody's logged out, there's no patients left, all that good stuff. And now I'm gonna be on my way to the house and change. Actually said I was gonna do the gym today, but we're gonna go tomorrow, so we can do a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then next week we'll do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and have Wednesday off. But yeah, I am going to get back at you guys once I get to the house and continue the story time about the beginning of my first marriage. Well, my only marriage, my marriage. And then I'll explain like what that has to do with what's going on today. So see you guys in a bit. All right, so yeah, guys, back at home now, and I'm just gonna get back into the story. So yeah, back then I was really closed-minded, and a lot of things that I was doing was like predicated on like my group of friends at the time. And I was dealing with a lot of crazy people back in my younger years. Like when I was like 16, 17, like even before that, but like around 16, 17, it got like abundantly clear that the things that I was doing could have a big impact on my life, like in the future, not just in that moment, but like down the line. So I would make it a point for myself to kind of, I would say like watch, or I would be more protective of myself about who I hung around. Like, so I kept the same group of friends for a long time. Like from my freshman year, even before, like I would say from my 8th grade year on to my senior year, maybe even a little bit after that, I had the same group of friends. Like the guys that I was dealing with and the people that I grew up around, like they were still my friends. Like even my brother to this day, Kevin, like people don't even know that he's like not my blood brother, but he's so close to me that he's almost become a part of my family. Like everything that we do, we involve him because he's been there since before anybody. Like Kevin's my first friend, he's my best friend, so he gets it. Like he knows that I've been through a bunch of like friendships that didn't end in the right way. Like just on my part and on their part, like we just weren't really genuine at the like you kick it with people because sometimes they be around some of your other friends and you guys kind of build a relationship, but it don't be as genuine as the relationship that they have with y'all mutual friend, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so back to dealing with my girl. So we had decided when she went to boot camp that we were going to stay together because the night of our senior ball, which was crazy, by the way, like nobody knew. My mom, my friends, nobody knew that I was going to do this at our senior ball. I had been feeling this way for a while before like we even got to that point in the school year to go to the senior ball that I wanted to do this, but I just was nervous. Like I was scared because I really didn't know what it meant. Like I still really don't know what proposing to somebody means, like, or being married means. Like I know a little bit because like I said, I've been there now, but in that moment, like you guys don't even know. Like I'm telling you, probably the scariest, most nerve-wracking thing I've done up until this point, like the vlogging and stuff. But that night went almost not as I expected at all. Like not the way I planned it either. So we go to senior ball, and mind you, this year we get to drive. So it's me and her. We go, we drive to the senior ball. We get there, we meet all our friends, we take pictures, we're having fun, we're having a good time at the ball. They playing some cool music. We had already had drinks prior to coming in because it's high school. We're not supposed to be, you're not supposed to be drinking, but it was our senior night, so we was trying to get as much memories with each other as we could. So we was with each other in the night, but not really because she was like with her friends. I was with my friends. I was with everybody because everybody was really close on the football team. Everybody was close at the school at the time. Like all the seniors, we were all pretty close. We knew each other. And so once the night kind of start, calming down and start getting closer to time for the ball to end, like I left everybody and I grabbed her and took her out. And as we're leaving out, like she's talking to her friends and stuff. So I just like I go outside. Like there's like a balcony where everybody's like you can chill, you can sit outside, and there's like this good view out there. So this is where I had planned to do it. And I was just like, when she comes out here, we're gonna be sitting here. I'm gonna talk to her, and then I'm gonna get down on one knee and I'm gonna propose. And when I tell you guys, it went nothing like that. I promise you, nothing like that. I legitimately no. So like I said, she was back talking to her friends. I went out before, and I'm sitting there in the cold, and it's like it's pretty cold outside, even with the suit jacket and the whole everything on. Like it's cold, guys. Like I'm out there wanting to put on an overcoat. And so she finally comes outside, and when she comes outside, she's like not really crying, but like it looks like she's kind of upset. Not upset at me, but like that something happened. So we're sitting there talking, and there's like this couple behind us, and I'm so nervous to propose that I'm waiting for them to go inside, and I'm like, as soon as they go inside, I'm gonna do it. Like I'm making every excuse not to do it because I'm scared. And so like I said, we sit there, we talk for a little bit longer, maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes goes by, and we're getting ready to walk back inside. And I'm like, I gotta do it now. So I grab her as we're like, she's turned walking towards the door, and I'm standing there looking at her walking towards the door, and I just grab her arm as she's walking off, and I sit there and turn her around, look her in the eyes, and I say, I need to ask you a serious question. And when I said that, I don't know if it was like, because I had after after I did it, I had thought about it. I was like, maybe she knew like that I was gonna do that, but I don't like I said, she didn't like give me any inkling before that she knew, or any like confirmation that she knew. So like I said, um what was I saying? Oh yeah, so she looks at me, I look at her, and I tell her, I I think that you know how I feel about you, but I'm just gonna tell you anyway. And I go into this whole spiel about how I love her and I want to spend the rest of my life with her, and she's the only woman that I want to be with in the future. Like I can only see a future with me and her. And when I say that, she's getting emotional, so she's crying a little bit. And I finally get down on one knee, and I have this ring, which we're not gonna really talk about where I got the ring now, because that's a whole nother story for another day. And it's kind of like it's a crazy story. So I got down on one knee, and I pulled a ring out of my pocket. Mind you, there's no like, I had a box for it, but I didn't put it in the box because, like I said, I was nervous when I was gonna actually ask. And so when I pulled it out of my pocket, it like slipped, but it didn't, like I didn't drop it. It like slipped through my hand, and I caught it in my other hand. And when I'm going to put it on her finger, she's like, at this point, she's full waterworks. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. We're engaged. Like, oh, like the whole, the feeling that you want your girl to have when you propose to her. Like, she do the whole shebang. And at this point, I'm juiced, my boys. I'm juiced. I'm talking about, oh, your boy about to get married. Like I said, I don't know what it means at this moment, so I'm thinking it's like what you would think a movie is. Like, oh, you about to be happy forever after, the whole book, the whole bullshit. And so I'm happy. And we leave senior ball. We finally we get home that night, and we're getting ready to go to sleep. And she has not taken off the ring. Mind you, she had told everybody she can tell. We had bought, everybody's congratulating us. It's a big deal, like, because we had been together for so long. Everybody knew us together, and so when we got engaged, it was like everybody was happy for us. Like everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, that's great!" Like, when's the wedding? Or when are you gonna do this? And we just, like I said, we didn't have a full plan. We just, at this moment, we were happy to be engaged. And so she finally goes off to boot camp, and we have contact, but at the same time, it's not like a lot of contact because she doesn't have her phone. Like in boot camp, they take your phone away. They take your full ability to contact the outside world for a while, at least. For like, I think the first 6 weeks, she couldn't really contact me. Like, she could send me letters, but you know how the mail is. Like, you're not getting no letters for a minute. Like, I'm talking about, we was sending letters back and forth, and I would send a letter, and months later, I would get, like, probably like 2 months later, I get a response. Nah, not 2 months, but like a couple weeks it'd take for me to get a response. And I'd be juiced. Like, I'd be with my best, like one of my other best friends, I call him my cousin now, Jesse. I'd be with him, and that was my day-to-day nigga. Like, even before she left, like, we had linked back up because we was friends when Like I met him after I met Kev, pretty much. Like same shit. Like that's my dog. I know he'll do the same shit for me. He'll do anything. Like that's my man's. And so he uh he my everyday nigga at this point. Like we cause Kev back in the Bay, and he moving to LA pretty soon and about to be doing big things in the art world. So he not really around fucking around with us like that. It's me and my dog, me and Jesse. And I'm talking about we everywhere together. Like he'd come get me. Like I be with my shorty. He'd slide to her house, come pick me up, and we'd be gone for a couple days, a day or two, and then he'd come drop me back off. I'd be at her shit, and this is all like while I'm so at this point I'm out of Sheldon. Like after senior ball, I wasn't going to Sheldon no more. I went and was going to this other school in Elk Grove called Elk Grove Charter. I was going there and doing the independent study program and was doing the rest of my high school at home, pretty much on a computer. And the only time I would deal with my teacher is when I would have to go turn on my work in on Friday and we'll have an actual class session. So you know what that mean as a young 17, 18 year old, you got all this free time on your hands, and all you got to do is get your work done, and your peoples is like, go do what you do. You out here moving and grooving. And so like I said, me and Jesse was everyday niggas. We was doing everything together. We'd go hoop, we'd go, hang out with some females, we'd go hang out with some homies, we'd be everywhere. Like, and that was just what we was doing. Cause at this point in my life, I'm just like, when I finally link back up with, like, we about to go, and she go to boot camp, and at this point when she gone and we writing these letters and shit, I'm like, when I go and I get with my shorty, like it's over. Like I don't get to live no free, like chill, hang out with the boys type lifestyle no more. Like you gonna be full time, like damn near you gonna be full time husband. Like you gonna have to come home, take care of your wife, make sure she happy. If she want to do something, and you gotta make it happen, because that's what you're supposed to do as a man in your relationship. So I'm getting all the ignorant shit out of me before I move and I go and I become a real man. Because let me tell y'all, when she went to boot camp and I stayed back home, I felt like a failure. And this ain't gonna be the last time in my life, like, where I felt this way, where I felt like I was a failure. And it's gonna become like a reoccurring theme. And most of y'all look at it and be like, how do you see yourself as a failure? Like, look at you. You got like you got your own apartment, you got your own car, like you good. Like there's people out here really struggling, and it has nothing to do with any of that. Like that's not, like, I could be at the top of the world with a mansion, $1 billion car. I could have all this, and I promise you, it would mean nothing. It would mean, like, it'd be cool. Like, that first feeling when you first get something, or like you first get on a video game, or you first try to talk to a girl, or all your first, like that first feeling of, oh yes, I got it. That's gonna be what it's like if you was to give a nigga some clout or some shit. Like, no, like that's not what ring it for me. It be for for my peoples. Like, that's been like a man. Like when I'm not for my people, I be feeling like I be feeling like I'm letting them down. Like I could go to my family and talk to them about this, and be explaining all this to them, and they'll have my back 100%. And The problem with that sometimes is I don't even be wanting nobody to really have my back. I just be wanting somebody to hear what I be saying. Because you'll say something to somebody and they'll act like they hear you, like, oh, I understand what you saying. But in reality, they don't know what the fuck you saying, because how can you know what I'm saying if you continuously are still like on the same type of time? Like, you obviously not understanding what I'm saying. Like, you looking at it strictly from either your point of view or what you've been taught to believe, and I'm looking at it from any point of view it can come from. I'm always open-minded. I need everyone to understand that right now. Like, ever since, like I told y'all, like, I met this girl. After that, I've been real understanding with a lot of things, because I started to understand that as an adult, as a man, like, there's not a lot of room for you to be non-understanding, because you can come off as aggressive or disrespectful or inconsiderate or any of these things, like any of these phrases that they'll try to put on you for not adapting to what they believe or adapting to how they feel, because you don't you don't get that, like, what is it called? Fuck, I can't even think of the word, y'all. Um, you don't get that type of reprieve. You don't get that reprieve. Like, you don't ever get that reprieve as a man in this world. I need everybody to understand that you don't get no break as a man. Like, I know a lot of people tell y'all this on the internet, in the world, that you don't get, as a man, you don't get a break. But I'm gonna tell you from firsthand experience, if a woman or a partner or somebody that you're around, a friend, anybody, tells you, "Oh, I got you," or, "Oh, just take a break," do not listen to them. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing, and like, if you got to struggle for a while and get to where you want to be somewhere later down the line, you do that, because nobody is going to be there when you sitting alone and you want to express your feelings and just sometimes, yeah, break down and cry. Like, I've had days where I've had somebody with me. Like, I've had days where I've been with my partners or I've been with friends, and I don't even know if it's a a barrier that I put up, like, subconsciously, but I can't even be emotionally vulnerable to the point where I break down in tears just randomly around any of these people. And not I'm not talking about family or like my main people. I'm talking about just like these general relationships that I've been in. I've learned that once I do that, once I put them in the position to see me at that type of vulnerable state, they take full advantage of me. Like, full advantage. They start treating me like, either one, sometimes they'll act like, oh, he gonna overreact, or he gonna underreact, and he gonna do this. But no, I just sometimes want to express myself, and if it has to do with yelling and screaming and being angry and getting it out, or crying and breaking down and not being able to move for days because you so depressed that you don't have no drive to do anything else. Like, that's the reason I'm really vlogging this, because I want everybody to see what it looks like when you persevere past that type of depression. Because I'm keeping it real with y'all. Every day I wake up with that thought. Like, I just don't, like, I have no drive to want to do this. And I have a career that I'm working on. I have a life that I want to reach. But at times I be so anxious and depressed about where I'm at and what I be losing and how I be feeling emotionally, that I allow that to almost halter or scare me away from pushing forward. But these vlogs, these is for y'all. These is for me, you, everybody out here with that feeling in them that you just want to give up. You just want to stop and you want to, lay down and stop trying. Today may not be the day where I pop off and I blow and people is talking about me and they see me as this inspirational person, but that's not even something that we or y'all who's watching me should even be worried about, because what I'm here telling y'all is some real, like, some real life information, some real life positivity, so that y'all know that even this regular guy that wakes up every day just like me is able to express himself and give part of himself to us, his community, his people, without putting any, they like to put fluff on it. Like they like to put this baking soda on it and make it sound like pretty. Mine ain't pretty. This is the real thing. Like I legitimately am still dealing with that type of depression to this day. Like I'm still dealing with the pain and the emotions of yesterday. And I'm dealing with them not to where they're hindering what I want to do in my life, because obviously y'all see I'm keeping my word and I'm vlogging, but it's not even just that. I'm keeping my word to myself. I'm in the gym. I'm eating right. Like the only time you'll see me doing something that's detrimental to me at this point in my life is if I'm picking out on something I'm not supposed to, because I'm type 1 diabetic. I got my A1C down from a 12.5 to a 9. And we're talking about I've had a 12.5 for over a year. And in the last 4 to 5 months, I've been really disciplined in the way that I do everything in my life. I've been taking every step of my life serious, from the moment when I wake up to the moment I'm getting ready to go to bed. Like even now, you probably won't see it for a while, but I'm gonna give y'all like a whole, like a whole day, like from brushing my teeth to what I do with my hair when I'm brushing my waves, or when I'm getting my do-rag ready to put on my do-rag, or what I when I brush my teeth and I keep my pearly whites pearly. And every time I do one of these and I finally go back, like I said in the last video, and I go back and I watch it, I'm just like, I hope that everybody that gets to watch these videos sees me and sees that it's possible to overcome any type of obstacle. Because yeah, I'm not the worst off, and I'm not in the worst position in the world, and I'm not trying to portray like I'm living this terrible life, or like I'm in so much emotional distress that I need help or something. Like no, I'm doing this for the people that obviously think or see this life as the same as me, like in terms of relationships, or in terms of how you were as a kid, or in terms of how you are now. Like these are what the vlogs are for. Like strictly information, stories about what I've dealt with and how I've got better about overcoming these things. Because once I give you guys the full story, like every part up until now, like the relationships, the breakdown of how I changed from a goofball into a serious young man, into now a man who's serious about his health, his wealth, his life, his God. Like a lot of people won't show you these parts. Like they're not gonna show you that I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment. All right, hold on. Let me show y'all. So I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment with everything that I left my divorce from. So that bed, that's not even a bed for my divorce. That's a bed for my friend. She had let me keep that, and that's from my divorce. The TV is PS5 I purchased on my own, so that's pretty cool. And Kobe poster from my ex. And you feel me? The bathroom is cool shit. But like I said, it's like it's not the best of livings. Like, I'm not in a penthouse downtown. I'm not in nothing extra fancy. Like, I got a few bowls and dishes and shit. Like, I'm not extra wealthy. Like, I mean, I'm cool, and I could pay my bills and shit, and I could do a little something here and there, but I want to get to a place in my life where when I'm making these vlogs and I'm showing y'all my lifestyle, y'all see the growth. Like, y'all gonna see, like, I want to turn this whole area into my kind of like streaming area. So I'm gonna put up like a backdrop right here so that you won't see the couch and stuff. And then I have my camera already, but I'll be on my phone doing the vlogs right now because I'm gonna set my camera up when I get the tripod right over my motherfucking gaming PC console thing, whatever you call it. I always forget. But my boy Melvin has been rocking with me since the day my life ended, since the day my life changed. You feel me? And he been the only one that stayed. I mean, I ain't gonna say he been the only one that stayed solid, because I got people that stay solid. But Melvin is my dog, bruh. Like, my raw dog for real. Like, let me show y'all, bruh. Mel, tell these people how long we been rocking, bruh. On my mama, right? You seen with the pink dog. Like, if you go back far enough, you seen a picture of me and that pink dolphin. But I passed it down to my boy Mel because that's what you do. Oh yeah, that's baby Mel right there. That's the picture. But yeah, the house is the apartment is just the beginning. Like, this is my first time being on my own for real. I've always had a roommate. I've always had a girl, this is my first time being strictly alone. And I want to show everybody the transition from heartbreak to triumph, or from defeat to conquer. You feel me? Like, it's not impossible for anybody to make it, or for anybody to show you the rags to riches story, but I'm gonna show y'all that a regular guy like me, like, I'm the most regular, I'm regular, like the most regular nigga you'll ever meet on the internet. Like, you could find 1,000 me's out there, I guarantee you. But this one right here, the one me that you listening to, is gonna give you the game that you need to hear. The real deal, the real talk. So I'm probably in the vlog now because I'm getting kind of tired, for real. But tomorrow, I promise you guys, I will finish the story time about my ex-wife and how that ended up going. Well, pretty much the lead up into us getting a divorce. And once I get to that part of the story, I'll probably go back to before, so that you guys have an idea of pretty much who I am before I got with her. Because then it will all come full circle, and then we'll go into my most previous relationship and explain how that has groomed me or shaped me for today and shaped me for what I'm going to be going forward in the future. So I appreciate you guys listening to me again. And this has been another episode of Vell Out of Shell. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Till next time, peace.